What's going on, people? So I just did one of these unboxing reviews not all that long ago, and now I'm back doing another one. Like I said, I do like knocking these out once in a while. Just not. I wouldn't want to make it a habit to doing them all the time because they just kind of add a lot of noise for one, and a lot of time for doing the actual review itself. There we go. And with something like this also, I then have to like stop the video in the middle and like try it on to see like how it actually fits. Yeah, see, this is why I don't always do this. This part's like annoying to me. But, whatever. Those of you that are out there just watching this stuff, you don't have to sit through that, right? You can skip through it. But like I've said before, I'm recording this nonsense, so I actually kind of have to deal with this. And not a fan. Other side of the box. There we go. So yeah, you've seen these, right? There you go. Check all that stuff out, right? So I'll get you like the quick backstory and then we'll jump into the thing. So last week? Yeah, because I was in Iowa. So yeah, little shock drop thing happened and I happened to be online doing other stuff at the time. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me see if I can get a pair of these because, the holiday 11s are usually pretty alright, Not always anything to write home about, but they can be pretty alright. So I figured, let's go ahead and see what's going on with these. From the pictures, I was like, I don't know if it's going to be completely for me. But, I'll get it, talk about it, see what, see how I feel, and go from there, right? Give me something to do. And here we are, now, with something to do. So, like I said, you already saw the side of the box and whatnot. Typical things, right, as you might expect from a lot of the 11s. They have the cheaper boxes now, which, I get it. It's easier to get into them, right? And probably a lot cheaper. But I did really like those Space Jam and the 7210 type boxes, It was just kind of cool. So there's that. Got this paper that looks like the carbon fibers on the bottom and whatnot. And now we have one of the shoes and then the other shoes here. Look over these. I think the actual release is this weekend? No, next weekend. Because, yeah, it's because it's the same day as some like 5-mile run thing that I have coming up. So yeah, so next weekend these things will be hitting the masses and whatnot. And given the way the shock drop went, I assume that this will be easy for everybody who wants a pair to get a pair. So that's cool, right? It's always nice when stuff is easy to get. All right, let's go ahead and do this thing. This right here is the Air Jordan 11 in Legend Blue. Right? What's it say on the side of the box? It says white and something blue and black. All right, I guess, there's some black on there, whatever. Down across the bottom, what are you looking at down there? Wow, that actually looks pretty cool. So that's going to be like this sort of like icy clear thing, but it's got like a more of a blue tint to it. I like that like a lot. I've never actually looked at these until right now. So yeah, that's pretty cool, man. And then behind that you can see like the carbon fiber things going on. So with like the Jumpman down on there. I don't know if that's in the plasticky piece or if that's like printed onto like the carbon fiber, but it's down there, right? And then everything else. And one thing that I pointed out last time I did one of these, or no, that was a Foamposite review. Like with this carbon fiber plate thing, you can actually see like where the plate is. Like I've never really looked at that or thought about it. I just always knew that bottom of 11's carbon fiber, whatever, didn't really care, right? But now that I'm getting into like some different types of running shoes, like actually like think about the plates that are in some of these, so now it's a thing that I actually care about. Anyways, midsole stuff, right? Kind of what you might have expected, right? Some white, some blue, nothing too crazy about it. Flipping around to like the inside to show you that. Same thing as on the outside, right? But this time you can kind of see a little bit more of that bottom piece peeking through. And now looking down on these, right? These right here, it seems like there's not a whole lot to take in, honestly, right? Which means that this is going to be a pretty quick and painless review. Because right now, again, I haven't seen these before, but yeah, there is going to be like next to nothing to talk about with these, which is kind of convenient to be completely honest. So, whatever. But anyways, past that though, let's go ahead and I'll give you some pictures in here so you can get like some close-ups or whatever, but there's not a whole lot to even really say. So here's the thing, right? Down here, around the toe box and everything, you're seeing like a whole lot of just like white, right? Like for the patent leather, it just kind of goes all the way around. Typical Jordan stuff for Jordan 11s anyways, right? One thing I will mention, sometimes people bring it up on these and on 12s. At the top, you do have this little like triangle point thing. I don't know if there's significance to that, but I'm just going to bring it up in case anybody's curious. Otherwise, as far as like the materials go, where there's not the patent leather, you have this other leather that feels kind of stiff, honestly. It's not bad, it just feels a little bit stiff. And maybe that's just me, I don't know. And then around the back end, you got a little bit of the branding kicking in there for like this little blue Jumpman guy, right? And just next to him, you have the 23. That's going to be on the back like the black piece, right? Jump back over to the front, you have the tongue. It's got like that ballistic mesh, I believe it's called. I've heard Logan J say that. Is that the right thing? Anybody out there want to correct me? This is the internet, so I'm sure a lot of people want to correct me. And then down there on the middle section, you got like whatever that says with the blue tab, right? And sometimes on the back of these tongues, they say things. And what do you know? Quality basketball products inspired by the greatest player ever. Still spreading that propaganda because we all know it's Dennis Rodman. But we're just acting like that's not a thing, I guess. And then you got this Nike Air thing down on in the bottom. So that kind of covers basically everything about these. I will say the laces here, they're like these really thick laces, almost like Yeezy laces and 350 laces anyways. But, you know, it's a thing that I do like on here. I don't know why. I just think it's kind of a cool look. So there's that. Right, so now from here, we're going to jump on into the personal thoughts piece. And then we'll go on into the sizing. Personally, right? Yeah, I don't care about these, like, at all. It's not that they're bad or whatever. It's just that I am not a big white shoe guy, for one. Some of them I do own, right? And so they're not all bad. It's just not a preference or whatever. But looking at this one, it's just kind of plain, right? I mean, and I knew that going into it from the pictures and everything. But sometimes you get stuff in hand and then you look at it and you're like, you know what, this is actually better than I thought. I felt that way with the Concord 11s. I didn't think that they were going to be amazing, and I still don't think they are, but they look better, right, than I thought they would. And I guess you could put the Gratitudes in that same category. So yeah, it's okay. It's fine, I guess. I don't know. Like the shirt that I'm wearing says, like, you know, it's fine. It's just, I think this is going to be one of those ones that's just geared towards the people who have either a tie to this for nostalgia or are into like this look, right? Or maybe like they want to put little outfits together or something. I don't know. But just for me, as a guy who buys this stuff as a very casual consumer who just spends more money than your average casual consumer, I just can't care about these. I just can't, right? But whatever. They're in the collection now, so they'll come out at some point. I haven't worn a pair of 11s in forever, so I'm thinking maybe I'll do that next week. Maybe I'll finally break these out and some other stuff. I don't know. But speaking of that, right, having not worn a pair of these in forever, it also means I kind of don't know how they fit. So I am going to go walk around in these. I feel like I bought the last ones true to size. I just don't remember anything about the comfort or whatever, so I'm just going to get a little refresher. I'll be back in a second, and then I'll explain some things to you about how I feel. Also, if anybody's curious, I'm wearing these right now. They're pretty alright. Alright, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, and so now I'm back. About to knock out the sizing thing, let you know how that whole thing worked out, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, sizing wise, right? I bought these in a 9.5, right? True to size for me, right? Because I have a true to size foot, I have a 9.5 size foot, so I went true to size on these because it sounded right in my head. And it's working out fine, right? It is. But the thing is, though, they're kind of a narrow build in like the toe box area, so like around that whole pinky toe section. Not a whole lot of room going on in there, so you may want to know that before you go jumping on into these, right? But I would assume also that a lot of people buying Jordan 11s probably already know what they kind of need as far as sizing goes. But if you're new to this, maybe that'll be some kind of helpful. I don't know. But anyways, moving on past that, right? Also with the sizing thing, and it could just be that I might need to like lace these a little bit tighter, but a bit of a heel slippage thing going on in the back, right? And again, that's probably because I'm so used to like running shoes and being like locked in more so. So maybe that's not even a thing that people would really complain about with these, but it's a thing that I'll complain about because again, for what I usually have on my feet, I tend to have a certain sort of preference for how stuff feels, right? I feel like that's probably something I should have brought up in the first part, but whatever. So, anyways, past that, walking around in these, right? As far as how things are feeling on the midsole, it's not terrible, I guess, right? But it's not like it's it's not something that I would lean towards if I was like, okay, what am I gonna wear all day outside for like some comfort or whatever. It's not bad, right? It's fine, but I just feel like there's better options out there. But that's just a personal thing, right? One other thing though, these could probably be pretty all right now since with the leather and stuff they'll probably be a little bit warmer than certain other things. So you got that going for it, right? Personally, I'm kind of a fan of the mesh. I like it. It's more breathable, feels lighter. It's just a better look to me. But hey, everybody has their preferences. So if you like leather, that's a good plus for you as far as buying these. But otherwise, all in all, like true to size, it's gonna work out for some people, but it's gonna not be so great for some, I would imagine. So know that going into it, and the comfort is probably what you would expect for Jordan 11 type stuff, right? But again, a lot of the people probably buying these don't need any of that information. They might just want to see them, right? And now that you've seen them, we're good. So from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever's wherever you are. What else do I have to do? I guess that's it, right? Yeah, I'm gonna say that's it. Later, people.